Good afternoon, and today is the first Tuesday of October 2022, and today date is October the 4th. The time right now in Singapore is 2:22 p.m. And last night we have quite a bit of a move in the equity markets in the States, largely due to the U-turn done by the Exchequer of the Chancellor of the Exchequer, which is technically the UK Finance Minister, after what he has done last week. Last week, of course, we all can remember that they are in view of the fight against inflation. What the new exchequer did was basically to cut the tax rate, and for those tax rate in the bracket of 45%, basically he has removed that, and the market was more concerned because that tax cut is benefits mostly the already very wealthy. Okay, so they are unlikely to go into a spending spree, and likewise, if you cut the massive corporate tax, it's highly unlikely that corporates in the UK will actually go into massive production because the investment climate has changed dramatically. And also the IMF is also not in favor of this move and has actually openly criticized this UK new fiscal policy. Okay, and as a result, the gilt market, which is the UK bond market, has basically collapsed, and the market reaction was very, very, very bad, and to the point whereby the UK, the sterling pound was actually sold off all the way to a record low before rebounding. And that's of course on the back of the Bank of England coming in a desperate move to hold the market as far as the UK gilt market is concerned, because it was practically falling apart. So the Bank of England actually went to the market and announced that they're going to buy unlimited amount of British bonds. Okay, so that's basically hold the market for a while. But the negative impact of this fiscal policy was actually pretty bad. The market didn't like what they hear, and basically because they analysts believe that the UK at the current state of their finances is not in a position to waive tax cut, okay, to do away with taxes. So that is the background. And last night, that policy has been basically been abolished. Now they have said, okay, never mind about the 45% tax cut waiver. Now he said go back to where it was. So the market actually took that as a U-turn in terms of their fiscal policy, and that was the only news that the market want to hear, because if not, they will continue to sell off UK assets. So that was the news that caused the US equity market to have a massive rebound. At the get-go, when the New York market opened, market actually start to rise very aggressively. Now we take a look at the 1 hour time frame. You can see that this is the move at the opening. The market never give us a chance to actually go in to buy. Okay, so this is the Dow Jones. The Dow Jones hit a low of 2,807.15 at the end of Friday, which is the end of last quarter, the Q3 of 2022. So we have 3 quarters of negative, basically consecutive decline. Okay, 3 quarters of consecutive decline, and that has created a mood of pessimism in the marketplace. So yesterday, when this news hit the market, and it was also the first trading day of the 4th quarter of 2022. So that basically reverses the sentiment quite a fair bit, because going into Monday's trading or yesterday's trading, the market was in a very, very foul mood, waiting to sell off on any sign that the UK government do not do a U-turn. And of course, they took the cue and they did a U-turn, and the market said, okay, I'll give you another chance. So the market actually rebound. So those who have sold at lousy prices as the market was coming apart, falling apart last Friday, now will be licking their wounds, because the market rebounded quite massively last night. So in the interim, not sure whether this rebound is going to be able to last. In my opinion, I think the ability for the market to go any much higher is also quite suspect. The immediate barrier to higher prices is 31,000 in the Dow Jones. So if this market can go miraculously to, let's say, 31,000, that will offer us another chance to get in on the short side, because selling at 31,000 is a lot more comfortable than selling below 29,000. That's obvious, isn't it? So we will watch how this market, whether it have enough momentum to continue to rebound. Okay. Likewise, in the S&P 500, we also have a similar large scale rebound. The low traded on Friday was 3,584, and last night the market actually went up to 3,007, and we will have to see if it can continue to rally. Top side is about 3,009. If it can get to 3,009 and loses momentum, that will be a great place to consider repositioning short, okay, because the market fundamental has not really changed. So we are looking at very messy last quarter of this year, because we have surging inflation still not under control. We have geopolitical tension in Europe likely to escalate ever since both the Nord Stream 1 and 2 has been sabotaged, and it looks like both sides are not willing to talk, and it can only get from bad to worse. So the background story about whether this will be negatively impacting equity markets, I think it will. Okay, so we do want to watch out and see if we can reposition shorts at a much higher price than current levels. In the Nasdaq, last night rebound in the Nasdaq wasn't as great because over the last couple of weeks we can see that as the market was falling apart, the Dow Jones and S&P 500 fell a lot more on the relative basis relative to, let's say, the Nasdaq 100. So likewise, the unwinding of short position last night was quite evident in both the Dow Jones and the S&P 500. Not so much in the Nasdaq 100, because as the market was falling down, Nasdaq was actually very reluctant to follow the lead of the Dow Jones. So we can see that from happening. Okay, so as far as last night rebound is concerned, it wasn't as great. Okay, but if the market can go back to 12,000, that would be a great level to consider to start looking at if we can get some kind of position in place for on the short side. Okay, currently the market is just hovering just above 11,000, nothing great. Okay, today we are 11,229 based on the last traded price in Nasdaq 100. Okay, over in Hong Kong, the market is not open today. The low traded on yesterday was below 17,000. This is about the lowest the Hang Seng has ever traded, and it looks like this is going to be a lot worse than current price. Okay, because the fundamentals in Hong Kong is actually pretty poor, and similarly we are seeing the same thing in the in mainland stocks. But of course, the whole of China is celebrating their national day for a week, what we call the Golden Week. So this entire week, the Shanghai market will not be open, so we are not able to give you any updates. Based on last Friday closing price, the market was just barely above 3,000 points, and technically speaking, market is actually doing a three-wave pullback. Technically, it should be able to hold at 3,000 levels. Okay, because barring the fact that unless it takes out 2,957, this market still have a chance to rebound. Okay, the move coming down from 3,424 is actually currently seen as a pullback within a larger uptrend. Okay, so for the time being, this level must hold. 2,957 must hold. Okay, over in let's say in currency. Okay, dollar yen yesterday wasn't very actively traded. You can see that ever since the Bank of Japan came in to intervene near the 146 levels, the market went down very swiftly to 140.35, and then that was all within one day. And you can see that the market now is flirting again at 145. Last night it actually went above 145. So you can see that after spending billions of dollars selling the dollar versus the yen from around 146 down to 140.35, the market basically has come back to near where it was. So it was totally a wasted effort. The question now is, will the BOJ come in again to intervene in the FX market, to intervene to basically sell dollar, buy the yen again? Okay, so the market has been very cautious. So the movement over the last few days, you can see that it has been very compressed. There is hardly any major move, because traders are actually cautious. At the back of the mind, they say, what if the BOJ come in again to intervene? So I think that is understandable. So the money for the time being is not in dollar yen. If anything, I think there's a very good chance that dollar yen will actually breaks 149, 145.90 to go all the way to 147.67, which is the previous high. Okay, but the same cannot be said for the other majors. Cable, which is sterling, has actually rebounded quite a fair bit, because based on the same news that they have done a U-turn on the fiscal policy, those who have sold the sterling now has scrambling to buy back. So there was a bit of a short squeeze going on yesterday. You can see that up to this afternoon, the market is still very, very firm. We are currently trading at 130, 113.50. So you can see that the market has actually rebounded quite a fair bit from where it was at the low of 103.58. So this is a big rebound. Okay, the market has basically rebounded quite a fair bit from 103 to 113. So you can see this is quite a fair bit of a bounce. But that being said, okay, over the longer term, this market wants to come off. Okay, so we are looking for to see if we can go any further. Immediately, I think the 1.1410 is going to be offer an immediate technical resistance. If the market can punch through this level at 1.1410 and then stay above on a close to close basis in the daily time frame, I think it offers us another re-evaluation. However, if the market couldn't close above 1.1410 and started to show signs of losing the momentum, maybe this will be a great level to re-establish short position. Basically, currently I'm now long sterling. I've been long sterling since since Friday. So honestly, the market actually is in my favor. I am going to see 1.1410 whether the market is able to provide any meaningful resistance. Euro, on the other hand, also rebounded, but the rebound wasn't as great. Okay, we can see the market right now is still under 0.99, basically under parity. So the rebound in the euro isn't as great. So we are also looking to that to the idea that the overall trend is down and the market is having a technical rebound. And how far it can go, I think will be quite limited. I think you will take the cue from sterling, 1.1410 in the sterling. So do watch out sterling if you are trading the euro versus the dollar. Okay. Elsewhere, let's take a look at gold. Gold has a massive run up last night. Okay. Because all the while the precious metal price was not able to rally because the dollar is just simply too strong. So when you have a strong dollar, all other asset class will be conversely speaking, will not be able to rise. Okay, so a strong dollar is actually a negative for precious metals. But yesterday, you can see that the dollar started to correct against, let's say, the sterling and the euro, not so much against the yen. You can see that it gives precious metals a chance to actually rebound. Okay, from 1,614 in the cash spot market yesterday. So at this afternoon, it went up to 1,007, almost $3. Okay, so this is where we are right now. And technically, I think this is the max it can go as far as technical rebound is concerned. We will have to watch if the market can go any higher. Immediately, 1,735 is going to be the immediate barrier to higher prices. And then the next level will be 1,765.5. So if the price can continue to edge higher and on a close-to-close basis, able to close beyond these two immediate level, I think it offers us a chance for the market to actually reverse altogether. We're not talking about a rebound, we're talking about potential reversal. So we have to watch this again on the background whereby dollar needs to stabilize. If the dollar continue to surge again, then of course this rally in precious metal will be short-lived. Okay, because there is very poor condition for precious metal market to rally when the dollar is so strong. Okay, which is the current case right now. Okay. While the gold market has actually experienced a tremendous surge, the biggest surge was actually in silver. Silver is still running away. Okay, so you can see that from the market low of $17.56, which was which was at the beginning of September. Okay, now you can see that on the 1 month basis, the market is already beyond, almost touching the $21. Today high so far this afternoon, as we are speaking, the high is just barely below $21. So this offers us a perspective. Remember, this higher $20.88 was actually traded in the middle of August. Now we have already surpassed September. We have already surpassed the entire month of August. So we have a 2 months high at the current price just below $21. So there is a lot of scope for silver to go even higher. Okay, so if we had to pick a choice between gold and silver, I think for the time being, the choice is quite obvious. The money is on silver. So immediately, technically, at the equality level, I think not equality. This is talking about a potential 5-wave unfolding. So we will have to watch $21.43 to $22.25. If this bracket can hold prices, and if the market it's being kept at $22.45. I think it may offers us a brief pullback before it rally again. Okay, so we will have to watch this move. Immediate cap here is just under $22.45. Okay, so this silver actually has a lot of potential. Do keep an eye on this silver market. And oil market, basically WTI on the daily basis also have a rebound yesterday, $84.56 per barrel from the low of $76.25. So you can see that oil prices have stabilized, but it has not broken out of this downtrend as yet. We will have to see how far it can go. Totally, I think and basically long crude oil. I've been long crude oil since last Friday, below my lowest price was just under $77 per barrel. My highest price is $77.70. So we will have to watch $90.19. Okay, so if this level can be exceeded on a close-to-close basis, it does offer us maybe the possibility of a reversal in energy markets. But for the time being, the market is not really rallying that much. Of course, yesterday we also hear that the OPEC Plus, which is the Organization of Petroleum Exporting Countries, plus Russia, has actually agreed to cut production. So of course, when you have less supply in the market obviously will be more bullish. So prices have rebound yesterday based on this cut in production by OPEC Plus. Okay. As far as the other markets are concerned, let's take a look at cryptocurrencies. Nothing much has happened. Of course, yesterday when equity markets stabilized and actually rebounded, especially in the Dow Jones and the S&P 500, we can see that also benefited the crypto space. Okay, Bitcoin as a whole has stabilized and rebounded, but it is still under the 20,000 level. But because Bitcoin has actually crisscrossed this 20,000 level so many times, it's now not seen as a crucial level. Okay, it has gone beyond 20,000, come back below 20,000, go back up again, come back down again. So it has crisscrossed these 20,000 levels so many times, it's no longer seen as a psychological barrier. So prices may well go back into 20,000, and we'll have to see whether it can go much higher. For the time being, I think the 20,500 level is going to be the immediate barrier to higher prices. It need to close above this price. Okay, so far this afternoon, quite encouraging. We have a surge this hour to 19,821, which is the high for today. Okay, but by and large, the volume based on yesterday's trading volume, it wasn't great. Okay, so if a price move is not supported by volume, we can basically conclude that the momentum is not there. Unless momentum picked up in terms of the volume picked up, then maybe it can support the price move. For the time being, we don't see evidence of that. Likewise, in Ethereum, Ethereum also have a price surge as we are speaking. Okay, now it's at 1,340 from a low of 1,263.50. This was the low traded on October the 3rd, which is like Monday. The market was here. Now you can see the price continuing to edge higher as we are speaking. It went up again to 1,345. So you can see that for the time being, the market wants to go up because equity market seems to getting a renewed vigor. We will have to see whether it will lead to higher crypto prices. But again, similar to the Bitcoin, the trading volume for Ethereum as of last night wasn't fantastic. That would mean that the momentum may not necessarily be in favor of much higher prices. But again, we will have to watch. The other coins, the one that we markets has been focusing on for the last few weeks has been Ripple. And the price movement in Ripple has been quite disappointing because analysts were expecting some kind of verdict to be released on October 18, which is about 2 more weeks from now, because there's this case between the SEC and Ripple Lab, whereby they are fighting whether because the SEC claims that when Ripple was launched in the States, they should be classified as a security. That means to say they need to come under regulation. But Ripple Lab believes that they shouldn't be classified as securities. So they are fighting it out in court, and hopefully we can get some kind of verdict. And the market is quite confident that there's a very good chance Ripple Lab will actually win this case. So that is the reason why the Ripple Lab has been actually, the Ripple as a coin has been relatively stable. You can see the price has been very strong, okay, ever since it got up from as low as 28 cents. It got up to a high 55 cents, 56 cents, okay. Although the market has been pulling back, there's a very good chance the market is technically pulling back and then go back up again, because this rise from 31 cent to 55 cent was actually quite impulsive. So that gives rise to the idea that if this is an impulsive move, this move here is either going to be a triangle or something, you know. If it does, then it will lay the foundation for another surge later on beyond 55 cents. So we will have to watch it move. The prospect seems to be good. So technical outlook is also supporting the case for higher prices for repo, with the price of repo actually consolidate, leading to the October 18th, supposedly the date where the court will hear this case and come to a verdict. We have about 2 weeks to prepare for the next surge in repo. The other coins, as far as we can see, has not seen any exceptional volume. Okay, you can see that in the hourly basis, the trading volume has been quite pathetic. There is hardly any news in the market that can cause any big surge. The only big news was, of course, you know, equity market went up last night on the back of the fiscal policy U-turn by the UK government. So that was the underlying reason why market reacted the way they did last night. So okay, I will just do this as a shorter version of what I do on a weekly basis on a weekly market rep. So I will do this on a daily basis. So if you are keen, do keep track of these daily updates. Okay, thank you very much, and I'll see you tomorrow.